In the UK, 80% of people already live in urban areas. The world is moving toward a more urban lifestyle, with approximately 54% of people living in cities worldwide. That number is expected to rise significantly over the coming decades. With an increasingly urban world, there is a greater need to focus on creating environmentally friendly urban landscapes, while enhancing the well-being of city dwellers. Inclusion of green spaces in urban areas is one of many ways to achieve these goals. In the city of Aberdeen, Scotland, industrial expansion and urban sprawl highlight the need for maintenance of green spaces.
Aberdeen City Council understands the importance of these green spaces and have a dedicated mandate towards this called the Open Space Strategy. From an economic point of view, the strategy aspired to ensure Aberdeen is attractive and appealing for living, working, visiting and investing in. To investigate this, we interviewed AFTAB MAJEED, environmental planner from Aberdeen City Council.
If you look at the open spaces, in the economic benefits, for example, people would like to live where there's a good quality green spaces, so that kind of raises the property value. And same is the case with the businesses. Businesses, they would like to be in places where they are more attractive, so they can attract their customers as well.
Economic constraints can be challenging for open spaces. AFTAB commented that producing an open space instead of the new shopping centre in Aberdeen would have been economically unfeasible. However, the open space strategy also uses non-monetary resources. By encouraging volunteering, a former outdoor sports centre site was converted into Sunnybank Park instead of becoming student flats. It is now solely community managed. Other objectives were to protect the environment and facilitate healthier lifestyles. These were addressed through more natural management practices.
So what we do, we manage open spaces, all those open spaces more naturally. So we have stopped cutting the grass, for example, and we started planting trees. So by planting trees on the open spaces, it has increased the biodiversity value of the area as well, and as well it benefited the environment, for example, in terms of carbon sequestration and carbon emissions, things like that, and also bring the health benefits in terms of improving the air quality as well, and also more trees, they act as a barrier. The noise, people living around the noisy areas plant trees, that acts as a barrier, so that's a screening effect, so that can also improve the environment as well as the health of the people as well.
These practices also addressed the major issue of flooding in Aberdeen.
These open spaces, they help reduce surface water runoff, and they also improve the quality of water quality as well.
Although Aberdeen City Council seems keen to create and maintain public open spaces, there have been occasions where their plans were not clearly favoured by the public or the council themselves. In 2016, plans to revamp the 1-hectare Union Terrace Gardens in the heart of the city were announced, with a donation from Sir Ian Wood, a local businessman and philanthropist. During the planning stages of this grand development, a public poll found that only 52% of 86,568 people voted in favour. Still a majority, but certainly not unanimous. The development would have seen more accessible, modern and well-maintained public green space, with a new cafe, viewing points and an amphitheatre. However, due to political changes following the local council elections, this regeneration plan was voted out by the council members. Sir Ian subsequently retracted his funding and the development was scrapped. After an inevitable decline in the oil markets, Aberdeen is only now beginning to develop its cultural scene in earnest, and it appears that the scrap development would have been an excellent contribution to the regeneration of the city post-oil. We decided to take to the streets of Aberdeen to see what the public perception is of green spaces here. These ladies let us know what they thought.
Well, I understand trees absorb carbon emissions, and it's good, especially ginkgo trees or whatever, and they absorb it, and I think we need more oxygen and everything, especially with all the cars around and all the emissions they have.
Yeah, so especially urban green spaces, I suppose, there.
Yes. Trees are multifunctional. They're beautiful and they smell nice and they absorb pollution.
Good all round. Okay, thank you very much.
When speaking with members of the public, there was an overwhelming, but not surprising, enthusiasm for green spaces within our cities. It is well known that blue spaces, such as the ocean and lakes, have a positive impact on mental health and well-being for those who live in coastal areas. The utilisation of green spaces within urban city surroundings are thought to elicit similar properties and provide those without access to authentic natural environments a means to connect with nature. Park areas provide people with an invaluable outdoor space for things such as reflection, peace, and recreational activities. For example, the local kayak club in Aberdeen value greatly the access they have to the river in Seaton Park. However, council management and engagement of the area in response to things such as flood damage are integral to the continuation of such activities. With continued urbanisation of city areas, it seems as if there is a growing need for the development of green spaces. Cities are very demanding environments, and people recognise that green spaces, even those as simple as a small park within the city centre, are capable of alleviating stress. Most people tend to have a general understanding of the positive environmental impacts of these areas, such as the carbon sequestration properties of trees. During a time of increasingly worrying climate change reports, it is good to know that we have the ability to offset some emissions from our cities, and the public certainly seem more keen for such developments rather than increasing urbanisation and industrialisation. In conclusion, there is an overwhelming support for the development of green spaces within our urban surroundings. Although the Council focus on this via their open space strategy, continued efforts need to be made, both for the health and well-being of city dwellers and the positive environmental outcomes resulting from such developments.